Welcome to Creators Club. I'm your host, Toto. Today, I have with me my guys, the creators of Lavi, the brand, Cedric and Cedel. What's good, y'all?
What up,
What's
y'all?
going on,
What's
Tutu?
good?
How's everything?
Good. How y'all feeling?
We good.
How you guys mental?
Everything's pretty good. You know, we got the future is promising. I'll just say that. You know, we got some things that we've been working on that's finally ready to be put out there. So yeah, we're just excited.
Yeah. Mental has been pretty good, like, dealing in this business is ups and downs like always, but how about you?
I'm good. I woke up in good spirits today. It's Sunday. Anytime I'm recording for Creators Club, I always got a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? It just
right.
feel like promising and success. So I'm good.
Yeah.
That's what we here for.
That's how you
Facts.
should. Right.
Let's
Exactly.
get right into it though with the brand.
course.
I want to talk about y'all life before the brand and the steps y'all took to get to where y'all at, and what made y'all even choose fashion, or fashion choose y'all.
It's so it stems back all the way to like when we were children. You know, like our father, he worked at the Black Fashion Museum in Harlem.
Fire.
It's no longer there now, but it was just a museum in a brownstone, just all black designers. And so, every day after school, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, he would come get us over the bridge, bring us to Harlem, which is right behind the state building.
On 124.
One is 126.
Okay.
126. And so, we were just engulfed in it, just not knowing, this would be this, or it would turn into this. But yeah, it started
That's
from
right.
there. Planet.
So how did y'all come up with the name?
Well,
So it was something that our father would do. He would say to us every time that we wouldn't get what we want, it would be like, "C'est la vie." It was a French term such as life.
Right.
So we dropped the E and just made it Lavi NYC. So it's basically we wanted to create a lifestyle brand that was just fit what we wanted to see in our closets for the most part.
That's fire. And so your pops pretty much inspired the name. How do he feel knowing that? Does he know that?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, he's super proud.
That's
he
fire.
doesn't hesitate to let us know, like, yo.
Or
y'all
we
keep-
see him
y'all
in
do
his
that
spins.
thing.
Every time we see him,
Right.
he step out, he be like, "Yo, look at us."
Right.
Is he like one of y'all biggest supporters?
Oh, hands down.
Definitely,
Hands down.
definitely.
How do y'all feel about that? Because for me, I'm not gonna lie, my mom's, I always tell everybody, my mom's is like my number one supporter.
Yeah.
She goes crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Creators Club is her thing. She was a person that watched the news every single day. I think my mother just wake up and tap into Creators Club. Even if she's seen it, the episode already, she'd wake up and watch it again.
Right. Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
that's
Like the
what's
news
up.
is no
That's
more
what's up.
number one now. Creators Club is number one now. So
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah,
anytime
for sure.
you develop in a business, you want the people around you to really like see what you're doing.
For sure.
And really appreciate it and be able to help you out because they know you more than anybody else. So the
Right.
feedback coming from them, especially a parent, is very important.
Right.
So what kind of garments do you guys make? Is it just like, do it stop at one piece, or shirts, pants, everything?
Yeah,
Full on collection,
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Fire.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
Pants, jackets.
jackets, everything that we have on right now is us. But yeah, it's like we do everything that we feel like, honestly. Like we just going with what we want to see in our closets for real. And
Word.
what's out there, what colors speak to us, silhouettes, cuts, and different things like that we want to incorporate and want to see on ourselves. Like,
That's fire. When did you guys start the brand, Lavi?
In 2016, we actually launched our first collection called Welcome to the Bronx.
Okay.
So it took us about, I would say, like 4 or 5 years to actually develop what Lavi was, because we went through a lot of different phases where we tried to do gloves, we tried to do modeling events and fashion shows that didn't have our clothes involved. That was before the clothes, so
Right.
it was just kind of putting things together. But fashion has always been with us through our parents, so it was just like, let's flesh out this idea, let's build the world,
Okay.
instead of just a piece.
Yeah, and it was always, like he said, it was always a part of like, our upbringing or whatever, So it was just something that was subconsciously like, yeah, like important,
Right,
I
right.
would say, So.
What's some challenges that y'all face starting
Oh
that
man.
still like stick with y'all
You got
now that
time?
you get?
Yeah,
Time that we
dealing
got
with
some time. No, dealing with adults. That right there is one thing in
yeah, it's
itself.
crazy.
That's a whole
Yeah,
challenge within
crazy.
itself because we all come from different walks of life. So
Right.
you know how that goes. Just
Right.
when we're adults is like whoa.
Yeah. It's for the most part, like the main challenge is kind of like, for the most part, we've come from a 9 to 5 world, a lot of us. So being able to be an entrepreneur now and be able to create your own schedule and all that stuff, it's type difficult sometimes because you have to really dig deep and figure out who you are and what you will want to do, like on a daily basis, based on your goal.
Right.
So,
Right. And it's like, you automatically thrust yourself into like structure and having to do that on your own.
Right.
And it's like, coming from, the 9 to 5 world, it's like, yo, it's laid out for you.
Right.
You know what
For
I mean?
sure.
So like, when
Scheduling.
you remove that,
Yeah.
that's all on you.
Yeah.
So.
Now I agree with that for sure because sometimes I be at work and I just be feeling like it's not enough time in a day. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing things for Creators Club and it's like, damn, but I'm still at work.
Right.
How can I even squeeze this in between? It's like I don't
Right.
have time to be at work, but my job is what's paying me
Exactly.
to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's
The
hard.
best thing I heard about that was like, your job is your partner. Your job is your business partner.
Right.
So it's like, I've worked at Barney's. That was my last job before this, before being an entrepreneur and living full time. I would like take time and just like any small little time I could get to do something for Lavi, answer an email or something like that, or look up some manufacturing things, textiles, all of that stuff. I would try to have it, maneuver around my job because it's just like it was funding what I had to do.
Right,
So
right. It's
like,
definitely funding. That's exactly what it is. It's definitely funding.
Yeah.
Are you full-time entrepreneur also?
Yeah. Lavi 24/7.
So did you guys take that leap at the same time or like separate times?
no, we took it at the
Definitely
separate times.
Separate time?
Yeah.
And how did you feel? Were you scared?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think in it you scared. It's just like because it's all on you. It's literally like what you made of. You know what I'm saying? Can you make it happen?
Right.
Through whatever. Through not having the resources readily available to just a bunch of things. It's literally like how do you pivot in the face of like just the craziness.
Right. It's definitely a transition for
Yeah,
sure, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
How do you prepare your mental for that transition?
Leaving your job and trying to decide something for yourself on a career path, it's kind of like it's nerve-wracking, but you got to be like comfortable with the unknown a little bit because it's experience for the most part that you have to really understand what it is that you want to do because maybe your plan wasn't what you wanted at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go through with it to even see what you want to do.
Right.
So
It's the unknown that scares me. Actually, that shit gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
Like the unknown is like, damn, am I going to be able to take care of the things that I could take care of?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what keeps me where I'm at as far as like what a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be scared.
Yeah.
I'll be scared to take that leap. Like,
fear is a part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Fear is definitely a part of it.
There's one like Nipsey had this famous tweet or whatever where as an entrepreneur, like you're gonna feel every single feeling. You're a human. You know what I mean? So it's like you're gonna feel every single feeling. And anytime I'm feeling those feelings, those discouraging feelings or whatever, it's like I always thinking about that.
yeah.
And it always is like, all right, cool. Like, let me. This is natural, so let me just go through it and then get done what I need to get done.
So I think about that daily. Like that's the goal, to be a full-time entrepreneur. You get what I'm saying? And the unknown just scares me.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes like, damn, am I going to be able to, take care of the things that I'm taking care of, take care of more things? Like, is it going to be a push for me, or is something that's going to have me stagnated for a while?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just the unknown it spooked me out sometimes.
Yeah.
And then it's like the devil just comes sometimes, like, anything positive that's happening, that will just try to tap in. I read that in a book. I think it was Rich Dad Poor Dad, when they was just basically saying, like, when something positive is happening for you, your mind just start to think unknowingly about just negative stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be times where things is positive happening around me, and I just get anxiety, like, damn, I don't want nothing bad to happen to me. So, you know what I mean? Just try to, I fuck around and stay in the house.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I make sure that I'm able to do what I need to do. You get what I'm saying? So it spooks me out sometimes.
Yeah, it happens like that sometimes, but as much as you think about like the bad side of it, there's like a sweet spot, like it's because it's like so much on the other side of like the like the doubt and the like, just lack of like confidence in certain areas or whatever. It's like, there's potential.
Right.
It's a lot of potential to like do, to excel.
For sure.
A lot of my fault. Not a lot of it is about like understanding yourself.
True.
It's understanding what your skills are, because it's like the fear is it has to deal with your skill set and your preparation. And a lot of times when you're starting out by yourself or with a small team, it's kind of like y'all leaning on each other. Or if you're doing it by yourself, you need to kind of like figure out all the things that you can take care of in your business, and then figure out where you need to outsource at.
Right.
What part, because it's like it ain't nothing after that. Most of the times, like all of our dreams and stuff like that is brick by brick.
Right.
These little brick by brick things, everything
sure.
on those levels, it's like it's pretty easy. It's really in front of you. It's you know what you need to do. You know what outcome that will bring.
Right.
But sometimes we think about the overall outcome
First.
instead of where we need to start.
And like you mentioned too, having a team, how important is that for y'all too? Because it's just y'all two, right?
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like y'all need more people, or y'all two is enough?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is a legacy brand.
Yeah.
It's not just something that we just, came up and just say, yo, we want to just put a clothing brand together. So a lot of it had to deal with us getting the back end right and understanding how we want to develop the foundation or set the foundation for our business.
And how do y'all even go about finding a team? Because I know some people, entrepreneurs, that's one challenge. That's a challenge for them. It's like, damn, I need a team, but I don't even know where to start. That come with trusting somebody, a whole bunch of things.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you start with like working, within like your crew, like those that have like similar, mindsets or whatever, and similar passions, or just passions that kind of like can be intertwined, and then the more and more you like lean into that, oh, okay, like I got X friend for this, and then so.
And it's cool when I feel like everybody know their role, so everybody play their part. Nobody stepping on each other's toes. It's like we all good. Like I'm over here doing this, you gotta do that. I don't know how to do that, so you do that. It's just perfect that way.
Yeah. It's like sometimes, well, a lot of times when you starting out, it's like to set that in stone from the beginning is very, very important. Because like since it's us two, we have to wear a lot of hats, in this business, and try to figure out different things that we can do that could sharpen our skills and all that. But it's just staying at it and understanding what you're doing it for.
And also preparing yourself for uncomfortable conversations too. I feel like
More so than not.
and that goes back to one of y'all said just dealing with people.
Yeah.
You know, I may say something to you and it'd be cool, but he'll say it and you take it out of context. It's like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like you have to always remain professional at all times. It's like, how do you say F you without saying F you? You know what I mean? If somebody did something
Per
bad.
my last email. No.
Right. Word for sure though. Like
yeah.
even dealing with that in the 9 to 5, like I'm a supervisor at my job, and it's like sometimes I gotta have uncomfortable conversations that I don't want to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like building grown people. Like damn, I shouldn't even have to tell you this, bro. Like you older than me. Like I gotta say this to you.
I think it's super necessary though, because when it's your idea, when it's your project, when it's your company, you have to be able to say something or say whatever it is, the duties and what you need help with as clearly as possible.
Right.
So a lot of times we think our vision is clear, and when we bringing people on that have very little to no backstory on who we are and what our objectives are, we have to be able to explain it. That's point blank, period.
Right.
You go into all of these corporate meetings and all that, and then you'll see that they need to know who you are to even know if that's something that they want
know
to do.
who you are as a person first before the brand. I think that's a whole nother thing that's important too.
Yeah,
facts.
Like even doing like Creators Club now, you know, that's something new for me. But it's a lot of people that don't know who I am.
Right.
You get, or they'll know me but don't know me personally. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like I don't speak to many people, so they don't know what I like.
Yeah.
They don't even know how I speak. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So all of this is new.
Yeah.
So it's like to build a brand and then have myself implemented in it, like here and there, is like that's a challenge for me. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't even know, you know, what route to go sometimes. All I know is being myself.
Right.
I know I'm not about to be nobody else.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I'm just gonna be me. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like even having situations where you have to do something that you don't like to get what you want. How do you feel about that?
I mean, the goal is the goal. You know, it's like, you know, do you want to, like, how bad do you want to achieve it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, with just going back to working with people, the goal is the goal. You know, everybody has to be working towards that goal. You know, not in the same way necessarily, but as long as we are all like focused and have that destination in mind, like, you know, it's easy.
How you feel?
Yeah.
You feel the same?
Yeah,
I just feel like with it just comes with boundaries. Because you know a lot of people, they do a bunch of things for clout. You know what I'm saying? People will die for success or fame. You know what I mean? Like do a whole bunch of things.
Right.
I'm not doing a whole bunch of things.
You got to know where your morality lays.
Yeah,
right, you know?
that's a fact. That's a fact.
It's a lot of self-discovery, like I said before, because it's like you could be in a lot of compromising positions based on, you know, you thinking that something is for this and it's something that just goes against what you want in life, period.
For sure.
So
I was on you guys' Instagram and I see I make a lot of satin. I feel like you could go anywhere with that on. Work, you go out after, you go to a little baby party, you know what I mean? Just make sure nobody don't spill nothing on it. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. So how did y'all find like y'all creative niche with that?
You know that like that exactly what you said, like has everything to do with the development of like Lavi or whatever. You know, we from the Bronx or whatever, like Castle Hill area. And we always worked in the city, like Soho, like Tribeca area and stuff. And so you know, we social dudes or whatever, you know, and you know, so and there was something to do after work, like every single day, you know, and that's like prime New York City or whatever, you know, where all the spots was open, you know. And so it's like, okay, you know, we gotta work or whatever for X amount of hours, but then there's X, Y, and Z going on after work. So it's like I wasn't gonna travel, you know, hour and a half to change
to go
or
back
whatever.
home and change.
You
That's
know,
the flow.
So it's like, nah, like we're gonna dress for the day, you know, we're gonna like, you know, just just because we in the fashion, so
Right,
like
right.
we always wanted to like look good or whatever. Like it's a part of who we are.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of like assisted with that, because we always was like, all right, we dressing for the day, so
Right.
Right.
Nah, that's fire.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. Like the job that I work, I really shouldn't be dressed every day. So
Yeah.
like now I'm starting to get to a point where like I only get dressed on Fridays.
Yeah.
So they know like it's
Yeah.
Friday, bro. Leave me alone.
Right,
You know what I mean? I'm not
right,
doing too
right.
much. I'm not doing anything that's gonna
Yeah.
compromise the fit.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
There's
You
times
can't
that I
do
done
that.
went to work and
Yeah.
had my clothes in the back seat of my car. I done ironed it. I just laid it on the seat. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
So I go straight to the car and get dressed. Cause come on, man.
Yeah, you got to, especially if you know wherever you at, when you get out of work, it's gonna be live.
For sure.
Let's
Yeah,
bring it.
hell
What's
yeah.
up?
Do y'all feel like Lavi have a purpose and a message?
Oh yeah, of course.
Community.
Yeah.
Community.
Yeah.
So our tagline is nothing's mine, everything's ours.
Love that.
So we just set on like providing value in any way that we can, whether it's like working with people that we know, so we could just catapult ourselves. Gifting clothes out of our new
Dope.
collections and stuff like that. Just really trying to live in how we want our lives to be and show others that you could be exactly who you are.
Right.
You don't have to be foul, and you can make dope work.
Facts.
And from 2016 to 2023, how have you guys like stayed motivated though?
Just the I think that the goal, like the like where we want to be is so important to us, and like we would hate to disappoint our parents.
Yo,
Right.
They always was like, encouraging us, like pushing us and stuff, so it's like, we can't like disappoint them
Right,
and
right.
the homies and stuff,
Right.
and like even other people that just want us to win, because we do get a lot of love and stuff, so it's it's important to us, but then it's important for those that are watching. Word.
and shout out to the parents, bro.
Yeah,
Heavy on the flowers for the
yeah.
parents. I ain't
Heavy,
gonna lie.
heavy,
My
yeah.
mom is like, bro. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
facts.
swear, I say this all the time. She always like raised me on some do as I say, but not what I do. You get what I'm saying? So, and it's funny because she called me recently and was like, yo, I appreciate you because you understood the assignment. Like, who even taught you that, Mom? First of all, who just taught you to say that? But yeah, she say that like,
Grand and
yo,
all that.
word. Like, yo, you really understood the assignment. Like, she
Right.
get to see it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Work that she
yeah.
put in. So I really
Yeah.
take pride in that and try to make sure it's like, nah,
Yeah,
I want her to be proud first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're an extension. We are an extension of like our parents, So it's like to see like what we do and stuff, and like that's a priceless feeling, I'm sure.
Right. It's their legacy too,
Right. Right.
So
Where do y'all go for like, besides like y'all parents and stuff, where do y'all go for like inspirations for the brand and for your personal style?
Like I think art in general, I like art, music, just the things that like my friends do. Yeah, I'm in mad different like areas of like inspiration for me, for real, yeah.
I like it. Wildlife and architecture.
Yeah, that's
Is,
fire.
is
I never heard that before.
Nah, cause it's like, wildlife give you mad color stories that go together, and you could just take that and be like, oh, that fish look like that. Oh, let me put the trim and the collar and all
Right,
that.
right. Yeah, nah,
Like
that's
you know,
fire.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can go through all the saved posts in my Instagram, and it's just like mad different buildings, home decor,
Home decor.
wildlife, all that type of stuff. Is
Music.
music definitely.
Definitely.
Yo,
Music
no
definitely.
lie, I swear on your page, looking at your page, Bro, you remind me of his name. What's his name? Ryan Leslie. That's his name. Bro.
Shout out to all
Right, right.
Shout out to
Son,
all
that's
that.
your whole. Yo,
Yeah.
y'all got the same vibe, bro.
Yeah.
That's your brother on the low.
I
Yo,
actually used the intern for him too.
word.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
fire. How was that?
It was cool. Like he started out something called Next Selection Academy, and it was I thought it was fake. I could have got like wild hemmed up and all that, but I saw him post on Facebook one day that he was starting something called the Next Selection Academy, and he just was like, reach out here. We just going to drop an address and y'all meet after school or whatever, or whenever that time was. So I went there. I was just in the middle of Battery Park, just looking around.
That's crazy.
And it was
That's
just like,
crazy.
I would just see like random dudes like just walking around. So I'm like, are they a part of this or not? So they pulled up G-Wagons and everything like that, had us line up on the off the Hudson and all that.
That's
and
crazy.
then from that point, he was just like, yo, you know, I want you guys to just kind of be around me, and then like we would just be on stage for shows and different things like that. But yeah.
Yo, that's crazy how I really felt that vibe, and you really, that's crazy. That's like, dang, you gotta get a close up on me. Like, he really giving right.
Screen and all
Yo, for real. That's
No.
fire though.
Yeah.
How you do music? Or like, are you
Yeah,
into music?
yeah.
How long you been doing that?
So it's been on and off for about, I would say, like 15 years. I do production for the
Okay.
most part. So I'm actually working on a project. We working on a project
Yeah.
now, R&B project. Shout out to Dave Melody. Shout out to
Dave,
Sydney.
that's good.
And shout out to John.
Word.
So, you know, it's an R&B project.
Okay.
A little bit of rap in there, but for the most part, we got some background vocals in there. So, you know,
That's
if
fire.
you hear a little
That's
high
fire.
note, you feel me?
Right.
That's
might
fire.
be
One of
me,
us.
you know.
Nah, that's fire. And would y'all like would y'all be like making like videos and stuff like that
Of
for the
course,
music?
of
You
course.
gotta have people with the brand on. That's dope.
Exactly.
That's
That's
dope.
the
right,
dope.
Right, exactly.
That's dope.
You know,
Exactly that.
so one of the
soundtracks.
lines got Lavi on it. So
Facts.
you know, so it's like we're gonna definitely use that as an opportunity to showcase our brand too. So
Fire. So how do y'all pick like models and stuff?
We go to like agencies and stuff. You know, like our homegirl, she runs a magazine and an agency. You know, like called Platform.
Okay.
You know, and for the most part, we've been using her, the models that she has or whatever, and it's
word. Shout out to Rachel.
Word. What's up,
Word,
Rach?
word.
So what y'all think the difference is between copying and cloning?
Go ahead, Sid.
Copying. Well, cloning is just like
That's like
that's
beyond. You
like,
you
come
want to
on,
be in
man.
my skin at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like yeah, like cloning it's no creativity
It's
within
extreme.
that. It's
Yeah.
just like, you know, okay, my brand's stamp would be like, or logo or whatever would be good on this or whatever. So like, let me just throw that on there and then call it a collection, and it's like,
right.
Yeah, I think copying versus cloning. I think it's. I don't do either really, but I don't care either way, honestly, because I feel like you always going to be last. You always going to be second, I guess, because it's like if I'm doing things and if I'm finding my source of inspiration, how I do or whatever, like, yeah, but damn.
Have you got no trip? Don't trip. Have you guys ever been copied though? Like somebody ever took something that you guys made and just tried to make
You know-
it theirs?
honestly, like I haven't even, you know, or we haven't even really like looked to see like if anybody like cloned or copied us or anything like that, because like he said, you know, it's they second,
Right.
you know, like what we did, you know, did what it did, you know,
And would you consider it as copying though, or like a reference? Because sometimes people find inspiration in what you're
Yeah,
doing,
for
and
sure,
like you
yeah.
know, a lot of times I'm watching certain videos and it's like, ooh, I like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You know
yeah.
what I mean? So it's not really like copying. It's just something that I seen I like, and I just put my twist on it.
Right.
So,
As long as it's that, you know, like it's okay to kind of like take like a little something and then like apply it to like what you already do.
right.
You know, just you know, that's inspiration. That's like, you know, not necessarily like cloning or copying, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you taking like pieces, like or details and aspects of the garment, it's like you got to understand why you're doing that.
Right.
Not just based on, you know, like if it's a brand that's very popular and this is something that they kind of do that you picked up on. No, what is it going to do for the garment?
Right.
You know, how
Because
does that
that's
flow?
even like, I think, what is it? I'm not sure if it's Gucci or Balenciaga that got the Crocs. Those are Crocs, right? Right? They Crocs. They just hot top Crocs with Balenciaga written over it, and it look crazy now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so like, would that be considered like a copy, a reference?
No, but with corporate companies, when you mentioned the Crocs and everything like that, so it's like when they do things like that, it's also seeing what the market is doing. A lot of people tend to eat those things up. Those people like aren't, like Balenciaga has some, you know, Crocs, they put an extra sole on them or something like that. You know, it's just different variations and iterations of those things. Like we have a bomber. A bomber is not nothing new under the sun, but it's just our approach to it and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, it's a give and take. It's depending on the type of consumer that you are. But personally, I don't really have a problem with different iterations of something we've seen before.
Have you guys ever done a collab?
Yeah, actually, all last year was like, you know, revolve around like collaboration. You know, we started it off with our homie Rudy with Stay a While.
Shout out to Rudy.
Shout out to Rudy. And then we also did later on in the year Stay Hook collab with our homegirl Devin.
Okay.
You know, shout out to Devin too. Yeah, it was just different aspects of like, you know, just what Lavi does, you know, and we saw that these collaborations, you know, would make sense. So we proceeded with that, and
How was the experience?
It was good because, you know, even speaking on our last collaboration with Stay Hook, it was something that we didn't know how to do, which is crochet. So we integrated, like, you know, we do a lot of the satins and stuff like that. So she does like buckets and different things like that. So we wanted to actually make pieces together. So it was a short set.
Okay.
And she like embellished the collar and the pockets and the drawstrings and stuff like that on a satin piece. But yeah, you can catch that on our Instagram too. So yeah, it was fly.
That's fire. Who's some designers that you guys look to for like creative guidance?
Well, Pierre Moss. Pierre Moss is you know, it's a huge inspiration. You know, he's like dude from New York. You know, from Brooklyn. You know,
That's
yeah, it's so dope to like actually see, you know, the strides he's making. You know, he just did a couture show. You know, you know, and just seeing the growth. You know, and still remaining like true to who he is and doing it at a high level is super inspiring.
Jerry Lorenzo for me. Because just seeing where he came from with how Fear God was initially, where it was like more sporty, and then going into like, you know, collaborations with, what's that brand he just did a collaboration with? It's like a real
Xenia?
Like, Xenia,
Yeah,
right. And it's like a real cut tailor type of thing, but it's also like in his wheelhouse, in his world. This is something that you could see Jerry Lorenzo wear, and the color stories too. So.
And he's the same one with Essential?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't even know his name. I love Essential.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, you know, I feel like what he's doing is kind of like, you know, the black version of Ralph Lauren, where he's tiering his brands, and all of them serve a certain purpose, and it's all just like fire with the collaborations and different things like that. And it's you can touch like different levels of consumer with his overall brand that I feel like is something that would really benefit us if we modeled ourselves after that.
And I would say like he definitely have like a target audience for each brand. Like if you can't afford Fear God, Essential is there, and it's gonna be like the same kind of feel. You get what I'm saying?
Right. The aesthetic is the
Yeah,
same.
the aesthetic
It's
is the same.
consistent.
Yeah, that quality never wavers, you know,
Yeah.
either way. Yeah.
Who's you guys like? How do you even figure out your target audience?
Man.
Trial and error, honestly.
Right,
Trial and
yeah.
error. Cause it's kind of like you never know what it is that they're gonna really gravitate towards. Because when you're in a design room or going through that process, it's a lot of what you think. It's a lot of what you've sold before. It's a lot of kind of like that research coming together along with that free flowing creativity. So it's all research. You know what's selling. You know what's not selling.
Right.
Now it's the why. I think that's our main question in business. Why?
Knowing your why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important. It drives the the motivation. You know, it's like, okay, I can always think of the why and just go.
Have you guys ever experienced an unhappy customer?
Oh yeah, you can't please everybody.
Yeah,
but it's just like we don't necessarily take it as something to look down on. It's an area of opportunity.
Facts.
Because it's like, I know we've heard the saying like, the customer is always right, but the customer is always going to give you something that you may have not seen. You get what I'm saying? Like a perspective on your own brand, because we like to take it as, they're showing us a mirror.
Right.
Instead of,
For sure.
oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You get it.
Right.
Like, no.
Right.
We're developing, we two people. There are going to be some times where, things ain't 100%, but it's like we did it to our best abilities. So if we miss something, we love for people to put us on.
Right.
Right.
It's constructive criticism. I would say I take constructive criticism now way better than I did before anything. Just today I'm driving and I'm talking to my sister, and she made a statement or a comment or whatever, and she basically was like, she asked me what I was doing today. I'm like, yo, I'm about to go shoot or whatever the case may be, and she was like, can you please just make sure they introduce themselves and just say what they do in the beginning. So I'm like, you gotta watch the whole episode, bro. For me, it was just, I was taken back at first, and then I was like, well, that's something that I would consider, you get what I'm saying? But for her, she's a viewer, of course, she's not in where I'm at, so she's a viewer, and she wanna know off rip as soon as the show come on. Off rip. If you made those glasses, she wants you to say, my name is this, I made these glasses, what's going on? You get what I'm saying? That's what she want as a viewer, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, but it's constructive, I guess constructive criticism or advice or whatever she wants to see. She's a viewer, you know what I mean? So I just took it.
And it gives you the opportunity, like, if it doesn't work at that time, for you at that time, there's opportunity later.
Right.
We're not stopping, right?
For sure. Right. Manufacturing. What's your experience with that?
Golly. We need another episode.
Right.
Need another episode. Manufacturing has been crazy. It's one of the most important things, for us at this point with what we do. So it's, like I said before, it's about being able to be as clear and concise about whatever your idea is to, if it's somebody that you could walk to down the block that's sewing your clothes up, that message needs to be clear, just like if you sending an email overseas. And you got to understand where they are and what they're looking for. So it's rough, because as you're learning your own language, you're learning their language, and you're learning how to communicate at the same time. But
yeah, that was also that was a part of our development, because we're not like we never went to school for like design or anything like that. We was always around the fashion, but this is something that we're picking up within the last 10 years, like professionally. So it's a lot to kind of like go through, and a lot to like to pick up, to effectively like run a brand.
And I feel like that's the best way to learn anyway. I mean, you could go to school you could go to school all day for something, but I feel like
Yeah.
once you're in the field,
Yeah.
you're getting the best knowledge. I went to school
Yeah.
for film. I got my master's in film. What I'm learning today is not what I learned in school.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like I
Right.
never even worked on a production. I never worked on a production set until Creators Club. I gave myself that opportunity. That's my first job on a set. It's Creators Club. You feel me?
That's
So
fire.
You hire yourself.
you know what I mean? Hire myself. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And
So
now you're using everything that you learned in school here.
exactly. And even more, it's sometimes I gotta ask questions and I don't mind. Like, you know, I'm not ashamed to say I don't know or
Right.
yo, what's this? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I feel like that's the best, the trial and error and just learning lessons throughout the journey. What can we expect from Lavi for 2023?
Well, we got collaborations. We're gonna still continue to build up on that. You know, the music, of course. You know, we're gonna be more like more in people's faces a bit. You know, like we're gonna tap into like the lifestyle aspect of our brand as well. You know, so just doing a lot, but like having fun with it. You know.
Facts.
Word.
Yeah. It's just, you know, diving into the things that we good at and the things that we want to tap into. Said the music. You know, it's just like embellishing on what we see Lavi as, because, you know, as where it stands right now, it's like, yes, now it's time to expand and level up, and so that means, you know, more production, more videos, more, you know, just different versions of content. You know, because we not real internet dudes like that, and that's not the space to be
That's the hard part.
at this time.
Yeah, you gotta get in
We
tune. You
hear
gotta
y'all.
tap in. You gotta
We
tap
hear
in.
y'all. We breaking
Gotta
the fourth
tap
wall.
in.
We hear y'all. But you know, we get better at it. You know,
Right.
but
Gotta
yeah.
tap in. Well, I appreciate y'all
Nah, I
for even
appreciate
taking
you.
the time,
Word.
coming and sit with us.
Thank
Yo,
you.
Creators
thank you.
Club.
Thank you.
I love
It's
y'all
been a
brand.
pleasure.
Keep doing what y'all
Thank you.
doing. I can't
Thank
wait
you.
to see what y'all have in store for 2023.
You too.
For
You
sure,
too.
for
Keep doing
sure,
your
for
thing.
sure.
Keep doing your
Definitely.
thing.
I
Watch it.
wanna hear the music.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanna
Definitely.
see
We
you
can
get
send
on
that to
your Ryan Last shit.
Yo, I'm gonna get that forever now. I'm gonna get that forever, especially because this
it's
interview.
it's in
Word,
the
it's over.
atmosphere.
It's over.
It's over.
But thank y'all so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
y'all.
Appreciate
Thank you.
you.
Thank y'all for tapping in with us. To all the viewers, the supporters, this is the last episode of the season. Continue to tune in, tap in with us, and remember, let the creators create.